In 2022, it feels like it can be even harder to connect with people than it used to be. So I wanted to give you 3 quick tips that you can implement today in your socializing strategy to give you a better chance of interacting with people and feeling a better connection. So the first tip is to put your phone away when you're having a conversation with someone. And that includes a 2-hour conversation or even a 2-minute conversation. We all know that multitasking, you can't accomplish 2 things at once. You're not focused on both things. So the person on the receiving end of that conversation is going to realize too that you're not focused on them, and it creates a barrier in connection. The second tip is to maintain eye contact, but sometimes when we think about eye contact, it seems a little creepier or strange if you're just staring at a person. A tip that I've learned in the past is actually to look at the person's lips, not always at their eyes, and you can go back and forth in between, but I've found that it feels less awkward to look at somebody's lips while they're talking to me rather than looking at their eyes the whole time. That way, you're also not creating that awkwardness, because I know when I have tried to look at somebody's eyes, they'll stop for a second because they feel like, whoa, what is she doing? She's so focused on me. And we've all been in conversations too where somebody's looking around the room, looking at other people and not looking at you, and then we automatically look at whatever they're looking at too half the time. So just remembering to keep your eyes focused on their face in some capacity, or even on their forehead, lips, ear, something like that. The third tip is to be curious. So hopefully you're in the conversation wanting to learn about that person because you already know about yourself, right? So asking questions of what that person likes to do, what are their hobbies, what are they passionate about with their work. Those are all great questions to ask. But the other thing that I've recently learned is don't just ask questions. Make sure when they answer a question, you have some sort of banter where it's relatable. So for example, if somebody said, "Hey, I'm from Florida," then rather than just asking a follow-up question, or I could say, "What city?" I could say, "Hey, my grandma used to live in Florida and we would go there every year," and throw that in, and then they would probably have a question to ask me. That creates some sort of back and forth banter rather than you asking and asking and asking questions, because then you kind of sound like a stalker or, somebody that doesn't have their own life to talk about, and that could lead to boredom on the other person's end of the conversation. So I hope these quick tips help you today. Just even if you do them normally, hopefully it's a reminder to you of how important these conversation aspects and connecting aspects are in your daily life. Hope you have a good rest of your day.